Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. Man, I guess we got a doubleheader today. Orioles will play the Cardinals in about 2 hours. They'll start in the bottom of the sixth, and then they'll play the regularly scheduled game about a half hour, 45 minutes after that game. So I guess that's the good news for today. We get two baseball games, at least a baseball game and a half. But yesterday, man, so let's go over this because it's very complicated. And the truth of the matter is, each book is allowed to have their own rules. This is just one of those things where you got to read the fine print and you got to contact the sports book or whoever you're making your bets with if you're not sure. But this is my understanding of what happens when a game is suspended. It's completely different if a game is postponed. So if a game is postponed and it's going to start like and the game never started, right? Like that Orioles Blue Jays game, and then they're going to make it up. All bets are just voided, it doesn't count, period. If a game has a rain delay, it could be a 2 hour delay, it could be an 8 hour delay. If it's just considered a rain delay, not a suspension of the game, all bets count. So if they start playing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and there's a rain delay in the third inning, a rain delay, there could be 8 rain delays. As long as the game is finished and it's never suspended, all bets count. So that's what do you do in a game? Okay, so sorry. And then the third thing is if they play a full 5 innings, like yesterday, but the game's not tied and they call game and it's over in 6 innings, 7 innings, 8 innings, those bets it gets a little dicey. So if you have totals, they're null and void. If you bet the over or bet the under, unless your over already hit, like meaning if the over was 7.5 and after the seventh inning it's 9-4 and then they cancel it and they roll the games over after that. Most sports books will pay out the over there, but if you bet the under, it won't necessarily cost you. It's like a technicality where it just doesn't count. They didn't play the full game. So, but again, each book is allowed to do what they want to do. So with now there being so many different apps, you really got to read the fine print. But as far as yesterday's game, because that's what's relevant here to us as Orioles fans. Basically, what happens is the the okay, let me start from the beginning. If you have an over under bet, if you bet over under for the team, total team runs, those bets in my book have been voided. They now are just not. I had under 3.5 total runs for the Cardinals. That's now voided. They're saying, but that is through DraftKings and the message I got. There could be, again, some discrepancies there. But if you bet the money line with the Orioles or you bet the money line with the Cardinals, those bets I've heard from people are still active. So they canceled out my total bets. They canceled out my Bradish prop. They canceled out my Mountcastle prop. So all three of my bets were canceled, but I didn't bet any money lines and I didn't have any winning bets in the first 5 innings. So you really gotta double check yourself. I know I was gonna type all this out. And I was like, man, that's probably gonna be more confusing. Now, as I'm listening to myself, I hope I'm not confusing anybody. I guess my best advice is if anything I said didn't make sense, message me. I'm happy to talk about your situation and help you figure it out. Or you simply send an email to the book that you're using and ask them directly. Usually, my experience with this stuff is if you're respectful and you ask for a credit or you ask for a bet to be voided, you get a pretty good response. They want to keep your business. They might give you a credit. They might give you something that it might not be a full refund, but generally speaking, these sports books know that you can hop from place to place and they want to accommodate you. So hopefully that helps. But again, if you have a specific scenario, just call me. Just send me a message or call me. I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to help talk you through it and figure out what your situation is. I'll be around here all day. There was the elementary school where I coach the basketball team had their graduation this morning, so I was just at that. And then later this afternoon, the Boys and Girls Club that I volunteer is having some sort of party. Yeah, it's kind of weird for those of you that haven't lived down south. I don't know if it's like this all across the south, but down here in Georgia, they end school like a month early, and they start July 21st or something, and they end. So today's the last day of school. Very very different than how I grew up north, where you go into June and man, just different. So Had that this afternoon, but I would like to stick around and watch all 9 innings of the second game. I don't know if I'll make it for the whole 9 innings, but I'll be here for the better part of the afternoon. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm excited. I didn't know where that game was going to end yesterday, so I'm excited that we're kind of starting fresh. I'm assuming he'll let Suarez start the bottom of the sixth. That's my gut. That Suarez will start the bottom of the sixth. Bradish definitely won't pitch, and then Means is pitching against Gibson. Man, I'm so torn about that game. I'll have my picks out for it. Probably won't do a tremendous amount because I love Kyle Gibson. It's like one of my favorite players. I know he's only here for 1 year, but I just absolutely love Kyle Gibson. Hard to root against him. So I'll root that we win maybe 1-0 or something. But yeah, he's a great guy. I thought he helped the team tremendous. Always gives back. Just a great guy. So, all right, I'm gonna shut up and get out of here. We got Timberwolves Nuggets. We got Timberwolves Mavericks tonight. Man, what a great. I look forward to breaking that down tomorrow. I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. And yeah, Jack's been traveling. I meant to message the group yesterday, but he drove all the way from Louisville to Colorado. So he did not have any games yesterday. I'm assuming he'll be back tonight. And that's that. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'll see you guys in the morning. Let's try to get 2 today. All right. See ya.